Hi, everybody. Welcome back to yet another one of our March Workshop Meet the Speaker series. Today, it's the session called Tina, A Highway to Compliance, and I'm joined by Jack Gay, Bill Thompson, and Devin Livingston. Everybody, welcome. And we'll start this very simply. Tell us about yourselves, and Bill, I'll start with you.
Thank you very much, Adam. So my name is Bill Thompson. I'm a senior with EY Government Contract Services. Had a very rewarding career so far. Started out in working out in public accounting, specializing in tax and audit. Then went into industry. Went to go work for a client in within their government contracts group, and then worked in financial planning and analysis. And ended up at EY working in providing consulting services for government contractors.
Cool. Jack, how about you?
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Jack Gay, and I am a professional skeptic. I'll put it that way. I I've been involved in auditing and compliance for about 40 years, believe it or not. So, anyways, I'm a CPA. I'm in the Boston area. Have been here my whole life, and I spent some time with the IRS, but most of my career with the Defense Contract Audit Agency, better known as DCAA. And then the last 10 years or so, I've been with Ernst& Young EY as a consultant. So worked with all types of contractors, small, medium, large. Probably seen every issue around there now. Some people say I'm like Yoda. You know the guy Yoda? That I'm around to answer any questions that people have. So I don't want to talk for 5 minutes here, so I'm gonna pass the baton. Uh,
Um, oh, I'm Devin
go ahead,
Livingston.
Devin. Yeah.
I'm Devin. I started my career with Raytheon, and I was working in estimating and pricing there, as well as program controls and ABMS finance. And then this past fall, I came over to EY, where I'm a senior working in government contracts.
Excellent. So let's get into the kind of fun topic, and I love asking this to contracts professionals or anyone that's even remotely near this field. What got you into your field? It's always a fun question. Devin, let's start back with you.
I got into the field actually because my mom worked in this field my whole life, so I
There you
kind of
go.
always was like, oh, I'll just go into that field when I graduate college. So I got interested into it through that.
There you go. And Bill?
Very interesting story how I got here. I always knew that I wanted to go in business. I grew up in the family small business, working for my grandfather. And my junior year of college, I took an accounting class, and I got bitten by the bug, and I became obsessed with accounting, and specifically how we can use accounting and compliance to understand the overall business itself. So, graduated college, went into auditing and tax, did that for a few years, and then went to go work at a client in government contract services. And someone said to me a long time ago, Bill, who pulled you into government contract services? Nobody sets out of college to go work in the space. Who pulled you in? So I've had some great mentors, and one of them is actually on the call today, Mr. Jack Gay. A lot of people brought me into the industry, showed me the ropes, and I became just very passionate about it.
Excellent. Yoda, you're last. I mean, Jack.
Well, I'm the complete opposite of Mr. Thompson. There is my father was an accountant, and I used to tell him, "No way am I going to do what you're doing, carry a briefcase and wear a tie every day." So I went to college I got a degree in political science, but I had to take two accounting courses. They were called accounting for law school, right? Anyways, I got out of college. I couldn't get a job with a political science degree. I didn't have the money to go to law school. So I took a test and I got a job with the federal government with the Internal Revenue Service because I had taken two accounting classes. Anyway, so when I got to the IRS, one of the old timers said to me, "Jack, if you want to you want to get ahead in this industry, right? You're in the IRS now. You have to get an accounting degree." So I said, "I don't really want an accounting." He said, "Well, you better get." So I went to community colleges getting accounting courses, and then I ended up taking the CPA exam. With the IRS, I became a CPA, and then with the U.S. government, for the IRS. I became an IRS agent. I wasn't a first at first, but I was an Internal Revenue agent, and then I saw an opportunity in Department of Defense. At the time, the defense industry was really growing, and I jumped from that over to the Defense Contractor Audit Agency, and I always had I had to face my father and say, "Yeah, I'm doing what I told you I was never going to do." Anyways, here I am.
Get a briefcase too.
Here I am 40 years later. So, anyways, that's my story. I got lots of stories to go with that, but that's going to be my short story of how I
We
ended
will
up
save
here.
that
Yeah,
for the actual session during
Yeah.
the conference.
yeah.
So speaking of the session, let's kind of turn there real quick. What interests you all about the topic you're presenting on? Again, your March workshop session is called TINA, a Highway to Compliance. So Jack, I'll send it back to you. What interests you specifically about this topic?
Well, this topic, anybody that's in the government contracting business, right? You get the work by submitting proposals to the government, right? You want to win the
Mhm.
awards, get new business. And a critical part of that is preparing your proposal, right? What should I bid? How much is this going to cost, especially in the fixed price environment? So you'll see in our presentation, a lot of it's going to be focused on, it's about TINA, which is Truth in Negotiations, right? Which is a public law. And if you violate it, it's a lot worse than violating the regulations because this is a law, right? So you can you can go to jail for that. So I'll just put it that way. So, but the key thing in this is your proposal preparation and estimating, and that's going to tie into this truth in negotiations. I'll leave that as a high point, and then maybe have Bill or Devin add their thoughts on it.
Sure.
Bill?
Yes. So, like Jack said, contract negotiations, this is phase one of business. This is where it all starts when you're contracting with the government. And something that I'm very passionate about is taking it beyond the regulation itself, beyond the law, right? Where Truth in Negotiations Act, there's a lot of best practices organizations can take, not just to safeguard them from TINA violations, but a lot of different regulations as well to protect the company. And always been passionate about auditing, internal control structure, as well as regulations. So it's something that's a very complex topic, but what we're hoping to do is to simplify it into ways that people that are not just contract professionals can have develop an understanding of TINA.
Cool. And Devin, what interests you about this particular topic?
I think I'm interested in the fact, I know we've had a lot of conversations about it preparing for the conference next month, and just the fairness of kind of the pricing and everything that goes along with it. So I'm also interested in hearing other people's stories on their experiences with TINA in general.
Excellent.
Can I add something, Adam?
Yeah, by all means.
So one of the tagline for our presentation is TINA, a highway to compliance. And when we think of TINA, and specifically with disclosures and steps along the negotiation process, it's really about identifying a roadmap that companies will follow throughout the negotiation practice and logging each step, right? Saying, hey, I did a 5-mile run today, and these were the destinations I walked by. Hey, we had a bid that's going out soon. Here are all of the steps and the disclosures that we made. So just making that connection and really outlining the pathway to compliance.
Cool.
And I'll just add one thing. Our presentation, we're going to have a PowerPoint, but we are going to vigorously ask for questions and interaction with the audience, because we're going to be doing this for the benefit of all of you who attend the conference. So we're going to want questions. That's what makes this thing more interesting for everybody, more valuable. So please be prepared to ask questions.
I love it. Jack and Bill just literally took the next question right out of my hands. It was going to be what people expect to learn during the session. There you go. Come with your questions. They got a PowerPoint. Is there anything else any of you all want to share about what people can expect to learn during the session at all? The floor is yours.
Nope. If you have a good joke related to defective pricing or TINA, you could bring that and liven up the crowd. And bring your questions. Sorry, Adam, and sorry for everybody in the audience, but this is what you're going to get.
Jack and I have known each other for what feels like 10 years now. I understand Jack's sense of humor, which is why I kind of had the head down, because we just got to know each other, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's the good old accounting sense of humor, right?
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So, is there anything else that you all want to share? Again, we've already talked about during this how very important Tina is to anything you're doing. It's one of the first things you do. Again, I also kind of like the distinction. I want to bring this up for everyone that's listening. Tina is a law. It's not just part of a regulation. It is law. It's the Truth in Negotiating Act. It is law. This thing is very important. I was telling everyone before we got started, there's the Tina threshold. Well, that went up several years ago. So there's a lot of things that go with this that you can expect to learn. And again, come asking questions. It does not matter whether you're a new contracting professional, whether you're been doing this for 20 years, whether you're getting ready to maybe retire. It does not matter in the least. And this is a very important topic. I would highly recommend everyone going to it. Devin, we've lost a little bit. I see a little. There we go. She's back. Is there anything? You're fine. Is there anything else that anybody else wants to share?
Yes, I'd like to pose a question to the potential audience. I want you to, think about your organization, think about your processes, your internal controls. When you do an expense report, how many times is it reviewed? What are your policies? Think about your overall internal control structure and think to yourself, can this safeguard against Tina? How does everything, how can everything fit into this internal control structure, and what is being picked up by that?
Yeah. I know if I'm in the crowd, one thing that I would want to ask just based on this set of interviews, Devin, you came from Raytheon to EY. That's a massive difference. So I would want to know if I was in the crowd, what's the difference? Jack has talked about working from the IRS to DCAA, who does the audits, to now working for EY. So, and again, Bill just got bitten by the accounting bug. Now absolutely loves this thing. And it's it's one of his, his passions. These are questions, and I've just given you all three to come to the session with. These are questions that if I was there for this, that you can ask. No question is a stupid question. Come with any and all questions. You have a wealth of knowledge between the three of these people. Come and ask that. The March workshop, March 13th, Bentley University. If you're listening to this somehow, as soon as it gets posted, registration for in-person is selling out fast. We're already almost at capacity. Online, we have an unlimited capacity for, but we are getting very close to maxing out the in-person capacity. If you want to come, talk to your manager, come down. It is a great time. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. I know we've gone way longer than I wanted to, but with three people, we can only go so fast. I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the March workshop. I hope all of you out there watching this got something out of this, because this is, we can't stress it enough, how important this topic is for anyone that deals with government contracts. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you at the March workshop.
Thank you.